Okay, children, today let us start a new lesson. So, while we are discussing economics lesson, no, we have understood about the four factors of production. So, can you mention the names of the four factors of production? Who will tell me which are the four factors of production? Who remembers? Yeah, Soumya Hegde, can you tell me? Can you mention the names of all the four factors of production? Soumya Hegde? Yeah, Akshay, which are the four factors of production?
Farming, industries.
Okay. Yeah, who remembers? Only Rashmi. Sinchana, yes, but okay. Sinchana, which are the four factors of production?
Maji land,
Exactly, then.
labor,
Yeah, you are right.
capital,
Okay, very nice. And fourth one is?
entrepreneurship,
Yeah. Enterpriser, alva? Entrepreneur, not enterpriser. It is entrepreneur, okay? Yeah, exactly. It is called organization, not entrepreneur here. The fourth factor of production is, yeah, Sinchana, thank you, Marie. Which of your mind once, Sinchana? Yeah. So, Sinchana, did you switch off your mic? Yeah. Now it's okay. See, children, we have learned about four factors of production, no? Land, labor, third one is capital. Capital here means the money needed, okay? Then money needed to purchase the land, that is your raw materials. Then to give what salary or wages to your laborers. So for that you need money, no? That is called your capital. And fourth factor of production is your organization. It is also called human resource. Okay. So according to you, which among the four factors of production can be considered as the most important one? If I ask you, which factor of production do you consider the most important one for the economic development? Who will tell me? Aniket? Aniket? Yes, Aniket, can you speak?
Yes, Mataji.
Tell me, Marie, what do you think?
Mataji, what?
Which factor of production? See, you have learned about four factors of production, no? So among them, which do you think is the most important factor of production?
I don't know, Mataji.
Yeah, Marie, didn't hear?
I don't know.
You have doubt?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. Okay. Nitin Shetty then. Nitin? Nitin? Nitin is not there. Nitin, can you speak out? Okay, Pratham Bhatt. Pratham Bhatt.
Yes, Mataji.
Tell me, which factor of production is the most important factor of production according to you?
Mache.
You have understood, no, all the four factors of production. See, you have land. Land means raw materials, maybe mineral resources, petroleum product, or your forest resources. So anything which is necessary for producing a product, okay, it is called raw material, no? So that is called land. Then you know labor, right? Labor is the person who is very much necessary to produce, to do the work there. Then capital, okay. So capital is something, okay, capital is money. To purchase everything you need money, no, that is third factor of production. Fourth one is organization or human resource. So the person who collects all these things, your land, labor and capital to produce a product or service and give it to the people. For that you need human resource. That human resource is also called your organization. Now, can you tell me which one is the most important one? Pratham, I'll go to Pratham, but only.
Labor.
You think that it is labor. Okay. Pratham thinks that it is labor. Akshay, what do you think?
It's land.
You think it is land. Okay. Without raw material, you cannot produce anything. That's why land is important. So according to Pratham, but without labor, okay, we cannot produce anything. That's why labor is the most important one. Yeah, I'll go to Vaishnavi V. Hegde.
Mataji, maybe capital.
You think that it is capital. Okay, very nice. Without money, we cannot do anything. No, yeah, okay, that's okay. Nice, Marie. Yeah, Ashit. Ashwit. Ashwit, can you speak? Ashwit. Okay, Ashwit is not speaking. Sumuk. Sumuk, but
Mataji, I think capital.
you also feel that it is capital. Okay, Tejasvi. Tejasvi. Tejasvi
Land.
Surya.
Land, Mataji.
You also think that land. Okay, yeah. Every factor of production is very important. I agree. Okay. So if there is no land or if there is no labor or if there is no capital, you cannot do anything. That's okay, children. But according to me, it is the human resource which can be considered as the most important factor of production. See, it is the human resource who finds the raw materials, okay, who can think that this raw material can be converted to this product or this service, right? So it is the human resource who searches the people who are needed for working. See, this person can do this type of work. This person has got the ability to do this work like this. And it is the human being who can mobilize the capital. See, there are many countries in the world, right? There are many countries in the world. There is United States of America, there is England, there is Japan, there is China, there is Germany, there is India, there is Sri Lanka. Okay, there are Iran, Iraq. So many countries are there, but all the countries are means they are not in the means all the countries are not there in the list of developed countries. Some countries are there in the developing countries list. If we take India, okay, so we have got everything. We have got rich raw materials. We have got rich population, which is necessary for labor, okay. Then even we have got money. But so for 200 years, we were ruled by the British, no, means our human resource, okay, so could not think as the people of United States of America did. See, United States of America, USA, the war, okay, the war of India, the war of American independence, it took place in the year 1776 itself, right, 200 years ago. So it is a human resource who should find all these things. Okay, if we have what rich human resource, if we have intelligent, clever human resource, then all the three factors of production can be utilized properly. Without human resource, we cannot find where is the raw material, where is the labor, and how can we mobilize money. That cannot be done without the help of this fourth factor of production, that is organization. It is human resource who organizes the things. That is why it is human resource. Okay. Yeah. So here in our next business studies lesson, we are going to study more about the fourth important factor of production, that is organization. So this organization is also called entrepreneurship, Actually, it is a French word. That is why its pronunciation, correct pronunciation is enterprise, entrepreneur, entrepreneurship. Okay. Now we are going to learn the lesson entrepreneurship. Here I have written the name of the lesson. See the spelling, children. ENTREPRENEURSHIP. Entrepreneurship is our next lesson. Yes. See, the term entrepreneurship, it is taken from the French word called entreprendre. Okay. For the word. From the word entreprendre, it is the French word. The entrepreneurship is derived. Okay. So entrepreneurship or entreprendre here means children to undertake or to carry out some activity. So entrepreneurship is taken from the French word entreprendre. It means children to undertake some activity. See, I will take one example how human resource or how this entrepreneurship is very important. So I'll take very simple examples. I'll give you two examples. Okay. So in Mumbai, there was a lady. Okay, in Mumbai, there was a lady. She was very poor. She had got two children. Okay. So her husband died very early. Then in Mumbai, she had got one cow. Okay. She had got one cow. It was the only asset she had got. Then what happened? Every morning after getting up, okay, she had to collect some fodder for that cow. She could not buy, okay, costly materials. She had to search the fodder. Hullu gillu hudkond hogi tagond bandu. She had to feed the cow. Okay. Then she had to clean the cow shed there. Then every day in the morning she had to milk the cow. Evening she had to milk the cow. Then she had to search the people to whom she should sell that milk. Okay. So after doing all these works, she could earn very little amount of money. That is after selling the milk. ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹಾಲನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ that day she couldn't earn anything. So this was the situation. So some months okay passed. 2 months, 3 months passed. One day what happened? She thought something differently. Some creative idea came to her mind. Children, what did she do? There was a temple nearby. It was a very popular temple, and every day thousands of people used to come there to the temple. Okay. See, this lady, what did she do? One day, okay, so she collected all hullu. Okay, she collected the grass. Okay, for grazing the cow, she collected the grass. She brought that grass. Okay, then she took her cow near that temple. Then what did she tell? Whoever people came there, no, to worship the god, she gave an opportunity. Means who will come to the temple? Usually means all will go to the temple, but every day means the people who will have means many kinds of people will come there. No, poor will come, rich will come, and all the people, for especially for Hindus, what opinion we have about the cows? We feel that cows are goddesses, right? So we feel that in all hairs of cows will have gods and goddesses. That is our belief. That is our religious belief, right? So she took her cow to the temple there, and for everybody she gave an opportunity to give little grass to that cow. And for giving that grass to the cow, she charged 1 rupee, 2 rupee, 5 rupee, like that. Then what happened? Very soon she could earn now, whatever amount is needed for her livelihood, to teach her children, to send her children to the school. For that, she could earn a needed amount for that. So this is how. See, in the beginning, she could earn only with the help of, or only by selling the milk of that cow. Now, she thought in a different manner. Same cow, same grass. But here, she is not feeding the cow. She is giving an opportunity to the others to feed it, right? She thought differently, and it became a source of income for her, right? Then for her children, she might have saved some amount in the bank. The same amount can be utilized by the government for investment, right? So this is how that lady, okay, if any person, it may be a poor person or he may be a rich person. So anybody earns income, he should save for his future. Everybody will save for his future. The same amount can be utilized by the government for investment in different fields. So this is how she thought differently. So now she can be considered as what? Means in the market she got a place, right? So ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಆಕಳ ಮುಟ್ಟೋದು ಇಷ್ಟ, ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬಂದ್ರಂತೂ ಬಿಡ್ರಿ, ಅಂಬಾ ತೋರ್ಸೋದು ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಷ್ಟ, ಹೌದಾ? So she earned something, right? So this is how what the creativity, dynamic thinking, okay, help us to use the raw materials available and the labor available and earn money there. So this is one example. Then I'll give another example. In Gujarat, it is where what? Real event. Okay. So whatever I have told earlier, no, this is also a real event only. So about this, Narendra Modi has observed this and he has quoted in one of his speeches. See, one boy was there, very poor boy. He was an orphan. He did not have parents. But he wanted to what? Learn, he wanted to get education, but it was not possible for him. Then he started, okay, so your boot polishing job. So many people will be there who will be ready to polish the boot, and what, 50 paise, 1 rupee they will earn after polishing the boot, right? So there were many people sitting beside there, in the means in the railway station, many children were sitting. But this boy, he thought in a different manner. So every day in the morning, he used to purchase Times of India paper. Okay. After purchasing, he used to read it. Then he used to take it to the place where he polished the boot. What did he do? While he was polishing the boot, he gave that newspaper to the person whose boot he was polishing. Okay. That person also got an opportunity to read the what? Newspaper there, right? Then for that, he what? He charged some 50 paise more. This is how he thought in a different manner, and he earned what? Whatever resource he had got, no? With that, he earned little more. He too got an opportunity to read the newspaper, and also he gave opportunity to his customers to read the newspaper. This is how entrepreneur is a person who thinks in a different way. Okay. Now let us understand, children, the definition of entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? Let us see. He is innovator of new ideas. In both the cases, actually you have understood, no? That lady as well as this boy, they innovated new ideas and they found what, children? Source of income. So these people can be considered as entrepreneurs. Okay. So it is these people who can think differently, who can think creatively, and who can establish what? Great entrepreneurs or enterprises later. Okay. So this is how an enterprise starts. Okay. Entrepreneur is a person who is innovator of new ideas. Okay. It is, or entrepreneur is one who perceives. Here, children, perceives means find. Okay. What is the meaning of perceives here? Perceives means finds. So entrepreneur is a person who perceives or finds opportunities, then organizes the resources needed, okay, to exploit. Here exploit means what, children? To use. To use the opportunity and exploits it. Okay. So who is an entrepreneur now? He is a person who finds or who perceives the opportunity. Then after, to use that opportunity, to take advantage of that opportunity, what he has to do? He should organize the needed resources, right? So entrepreneur is a person who perceives opportunity, organizes the resources needed to use that opportunity and uses it. Okay. So it is the person who thinks what to produce and how to produce and how much to produce. So this is about this is about the meaning of entrepreneur. Okay. Now let us understand what is entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship is the process undertaken by an entrepreneur. Okay. It is the process undertaken by an entrepreneur to establish an enterprise. So this is called what, children? Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, it is the process undertaken by an entrepreneur to establish the enterprise. Okay. Yeah. So now did you understand who is an entrepreneur and what is an enterprise? So Preeti,
Yeah, Mataji.
yeah, tell me who is an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur is the innovator of new ideas and business processes.
Exactly. So innovator of new ideas and business processes. You can add here and business processes. Okay. Then what is the other definition for him? Anish? Anish? Who is an entrepreneur? Anish, are you there? Who is an entrepreneur? Anish? Other definition.
Mataji.
Yeah. Tell me.
He possesses management skills.
So one who? Anish? One who? Yeah, Anvit Ji Naik. Anvit Ji Naik. What is the other definition for entrepreneur? He is the innovator of new ideas and business processes. Yeah, that is one definition. What is the other definition? Vidya? Vidya Shetty?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, can you read out the definition? It's written on the board, no?
हाँ Machi. One who perceives opportunity, organizes
One who
resources.
perceives. What is that? One who perceives. Now tell me.
The one who perceives opportunity, organizes resources needed to exploit the opportunity, and uses the exploits.
Yeah.
It's
And
called entrepreneur.
yeah, exactly. You are right. Okay. Akshay S. Hegde. Akshay S. Hegde. From which word the term enterprise is taken or derived? Enterprise or entrepreneurship. From which word is it derived? Akshay S. Hegde. Akshay? Yeah, Nikhil Hegde. Very important 1 mark question it is, children. Nikhil Hegde. From which word the term entrepreneurship is derived? Animesh? Animesh? Okay, nobody is speaking. Neha Hegde. Neha Hegde.
Yes, Mataji.
Tell me.
From the French word entreprendre.
Exactly, from the French word entrepreneur. Okay. Yeah, children, the meeting is going to end within 5 minutes. See, rejoin the meeting with the same link very fast. Rejoin the meeting with the same link.